This conference will now be recorded.
So yesterday we saw filter and map function. Um, let's revise a little about filter and map function. So map general format is map function, and then you are going to give some iterable, either list or tuple, anything, and so it applies a logic to each item. This is a logic, right? Something is there inside this function. This logic is applied to each item of the list, and the result of, so one by one after other, the item in the list will be passed to the function. When function does something, there would be an output, right? That output, for each item there is one output, right? That output is formed as a result list. So in this case, here inside map we are calling a function called square, and one after other each item is passed to the square, and it returns square of a number, right? What it returns, that is added to a new list, new iterable item. So map and filter both returns an iterator, not any list, not any object. It just returns an iterator. You cannot view it, so you have to convert it into list. So only then you can use it in your program. So the result of map should be always converted into list or tuples or any data structure you wish. So here uh, the function is applied to each item, and the result of that function of each item is stored in a new list, right? Similarly, filter. Filter general format is also filter, open bracket, close bracket. Inside that you will have two parameters. One is function, the next is a iterator. So here, here we have filter. Filter, this is a function, check event, and this is a list. So we are passing some iterators. So here in this case it is a list. We are passing list, and a function is applied on each item of the list. If the result of the function is true, then that particular item is this particular item, the output of that particular item is added to the result. If it is false, that particular item is excluded. So here we are checking if it is even or not. Only when this condition is true, it is going to add that particular item into your new result list. Otherwise, the item is omitted. So here again you have to, the output of filter will be some iterators only. It will have value but you cannot view it. So to view or use it in your program, you have to use list command to convert, change the type of the output of the filter into list, so you can view it later in your program. So we are clear, right, with map and filter. Guys, what about yesterday's assignment, reverse the list? Yes, am I audible?
Yes.
So the assignments are completed. I got the assignment output from, I mean the code from Rajita. So guys, reminding people, if you have the code ready, you can ping me in the chat. So Sirisha, Tilly, and Sam. Have you completed the assignment first? Tilly, Sirisha, Sam.
Yes, I completed, but I forgot to send you.
Okay, you can send me now. Okay, I got coding from Rajita and Tilly. Let's see Rajita's code. So her code is something like this. So first, you get the input for a okay. So you get input and that input. So here I have defined the input directly, static. So here this input is we are calling a reverse list. First, this is an input and we are calling a reverse list. This is a function. So we are giving my list, so which is an input list, and here we are reversing using splicing, and then it is returned. That is what we print here. So let me
My list, right? Spelling.
mhm, mhm. So the list is reversed. So there is another way also to do this. What I can do here, I can, instead of using splicing, let me comment this out.
We can use reverse method, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I use this one.
okay. Correct.
Yes.
Mm, what happened here? So was this working for you, Sirisha?
Yeah, I can you check? I guess send you.
You send me over WhatsApp, is it?
Yes, yes.
So it was working fine for you, is it? Hmm, I don't know. Sometimes my Visual Studio. Give me a minute. I'll just go and check the list notes. It should work fine. Okay. Let me do one thing. Okay. So it is working fine. Um, I don't know why this is. Here we are passing my list only. It is calling reverse list. Here we are giving input list dot reverse. Okay, I don't know. But this actually should work fine. Maybe I have some problem with my Visual Studio. Sometimes it behaves very weird. And the next way also, there is one more way to do this.
Using for loop.
Using, not exactly using for loop, using index. Yeah, for loop, and in for loop you're using index. So what I'll do, reverse list. I'm creating a new list, and for item in input list. Here, what I'll do you have any idea what I'll be doing inside for loop to reverse it? So we will be accessing one after other, but I want to put it in a reverse order. What should I do? Any idea?
We need to add item to the reverse list.
Okay. But if I add, it will be adding in the same order, right? Actually,
Uh,
you're right, but mm-hmm,
value whatever item plus.
mm-hmm.
You should append from the last
Yeah.
How do you
minus
open from the last?
index of -1, something like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. So what I have written is reverse list. So I have created a new list where I'm going to add, right? So I'm accessing each item from the input, and here what I'm doing, I'm using insert command. It will
Insert.
be inserting, and here insert will have two parameter. One is in which append is like you are adding, right? Pop is like you're removing the last element. Append is like you're adding. But insert you can give like which index you want to insert, right? I'm always giving 0 comma item. Okay, here the problem is reverse list. Okay, anyway, this is right only. Okay. Okay, so the guys, you understood this line number 6? Guys, you understood, or you want me to explain why you're not sure why this is working? Why I'm not getting any response today?
I mean, like I was looking to the insert that one method.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, have a look and let me know if you understood or what you understood, or if you're not getting exactly what's happening. I'll later explain. I'll then explain.
Can you explain the insert method in
Mm-hmm.
our Python IDE, taking any
Uh-huh.
example?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So for example, here, this is my list. I want to insert my list dot insert. So here I have two different parameter. One is at which index I want to insert, because anyway, you know what append will do. It will add to the
The list, right?
yeah, it will add to the list end of a list when this is there. For let me show append first. Append 3. So my list will look like this, right? So 3 is added as a last element. Here, this is starting with index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the last index is 4. But now here a new index is created as 5, and in that index append is added, right? And if I want to remove, I can do this. So here it removes the last element. It always removes the last element, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Hmm. So here I have one more option, my list dot pop. I want to remove the index 1. So what is there in index 1? Value 4 is
4,
there in index
4.
1.
Mhm.
Yeah. So my list will look like this. Correct? So in append, there is no way that you can mention the index. It is going to append to the end only. And then the pop, it is going to pop the last element. But there is one more option that you can give index here. But in insert, how does it work is dot insert. Here, first element is, the first argument here is index. So I have to tell in which index I want to add. So I'm telling 2. So initially, what is there inside the index shows? Okay, maybe 3. What is okay, 1. So what is there in index 1?
3.
4,
So
0,
now
yeah.
my index,
Now
yeah,
it,
9, 3, correct?
mhm.
So now I want to add 4 to it. So what does it do?
It will go and add
Yeah,
4.
so in
Okay.
index 1, 4 is added. So this is pushed. So it goes 0, 1. Okay, in place of 1, it is adding. So automatically this will be pushed. So what I'm doing in my code is, so my list, so my list is this, right? So what I'll do, I'll create a new list, reverse list way. Okay, reverse list. I'm inserting 0. Okay, in index 0, what I'm inserting the first element, right? What does this for loop does? So it takes the first item in the from the input list, and that item is added in this as added as a second parameter, right? So here the first item is 5. So I'm adding 5. Okay, I expected this reverse.
Okay.
So let me see my reverse. So 5 is added, right? Now I'm going to take the next element. So what is the next element? What is the value in the next element?
4, right?
Huh, 4. So now what is there in the reverse list? 4 comma 5. So again, now what it does, it adds to the 0th element. So 4 is now added to the 0th element. Similarly, 3 will be added to the 0th element. 2 will be added to the 0th element, and 1 will be added to the 0th element, right?
Right.
So that's how list is reversed here. So we have three different types. One is you are going to use slicing or reverse, or you can use this reverse. Sorry, inserting into the 0 element.
So you are pushing all the elements right side.
Yeah, pushing to the right side. Correct, exactly. Let me try to do this using list comprehension. So how does list comprehension look? For example, list is equal to x for x in. So here I'm directly giving the input. I'm not referring any variable. So for this value word, every letter in this word is added to the list, right? This you guys understand, right? How this is working, this statement.
Mm-hmm.
This is a syntax. So similarly, what I can do, um, list equal to x square for x in range 0 comma 3. So here initially a range is created 0, 1 and 2, and for each item in the range we are going to square it. So the list will look like this: 0, 1, 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, so 0, 1, 4. So similarly what I can do, reverse equal to for x in my list, what I have to do, x dot insert 0 comma x for all the item. So this actually is not working because you are trying to insert. Let me check. Okay. So this is not working because you are trying to insert and you're doing insert operation. Usually what we do some mathematical operation, or we directly put it here, right? We don't use this kind of operation, insert or append. We don't call any method here, right? But we can do it. now it's showing error, right? The normal way. There is one more way that we'll see in the next topic. So once we learn about that function, you will understand how to do it in a single line. We can do it in a single line, but now let me put it in the for loop only. So using this insert I can do, using reverse I can do, using less slicing I can do, right? I can do it in a three ways, three different ways. And one more thing is, so we saw while and for loop, right? So what is the difference between while and for loop? Any idea, guys? What is the basic difference between while and for?
For we'll know the iteration, so and we will give con like
Mm-hmm.
yeah condition, and we'll know like
Mm-hmm.
if we want some count like 100 items or something like that, we'll use for loop. For
Mm-hmm.
while we don't uh, know the iteration thing, and so it like it
Yeah,
like
you're right.
yeah, that is main
So basically,
difference.
yeah, that is the main difference. So for loop is typically lies used when you know in advance how many times you want to iterate this. So here you are telling directly that it is based on the length of the list, right? So if the length of the list is three, then three times you are going to iterate. You know it. But if you don't know that how many times you are going to iterate, but you want to repeat the action as long as the condition is true, then you're going for while loop. Okay, so if you do not know in advance how many times you want to repeat, and but you know that until the condition is true you want to repeat it. So until I mean, maybe for example, if a class A and class B, class A is only full of girls, then I'm telling, I mean, until you find girls, put it into class A. Correct. I mean, if the condition is true, if she is a girl, then put it. We will not know how many number. They might be a very lengthy queue, but you know that this condition is important for the for this logic. So in that case, we are going to use while loop. Here, the it repeatedly executes the block of code until the specified condition is false. So I mean, when the specified condition is false, it is going to stop. Until it is true, it is going to work. So you will always go for while loop when you do not know in advance how many iterations you needed, but you want to keep looping until particular condition is met. And the while loop terminates when the condition becomes false. If initially only it is false, what will happen? The loop will not run at all. Okay, but for loop terminates when all the items in the sequence are iterated. If there is a sequence and all the items are iterated, then it is going to terminate here, while it is going to terminate when it is false. Okay, and the next thing is I wanted to show two more methods. Okay, strip. Actually, I taught you what is how to use strip. For example, if this is a statement and I want to remove the leading and trailing white spaces, then I'll go for strip, right? If the user gives additional spaces and all, you will be removing it using strip, right? Or otherwise, there is one more option also to remove the white space, a dot replace replace all the white space with empty. So it is like this, right? It is going to remove everything, even this white space. But you want to particularly remove double space, I mean this space, then you can add double space here. But what happens if this is one extra space here, two double spaces there. Here one extra space will be there, still be there. Okay, so here we use strip, and if you don't pass any parameter inside it is going to remove only the white space. But if you want to remove any special character, so in most of the programs we have seen that we get the input. What if the user gives any special character like ampersand or hash pound, all those things in the input, how to remove it? We were going through this all those invalid scenario, right? Unhappy path, so negative scenario. To so you can use this in your negative scenario. So what you can do is text, for example, text equal to. Here, if I wanted to remove all the special characters, what I can do, text dot. So this strip is permanent. That is why I'm not reassigning or assigning to the new variable. So here I wanted to remove greater than symbol. So the output is this, correct? So if I wanted to remove both, what I can do, again I'll create the text. So what I'll do, I'll give both the symbol. So all the symbols are removed. Even it occurs multiple times, every occurrence is removed. Okay. Then one more example is text equal to. So I have a string like this and I want to strip. I want to strip all the alphabets. So here what I'm going to give, A, B, C, X, Y, Z. So only the number is returned. Understood? So let's see one more function like map and filter. So we saw map, filter. Similarly, we have two other functions. They are enumerate and zip. So enumerate, here let me. So enumerate is a very useful function to use with for loop. Let's imagine a situation. So for every letter in A, B, C, D, E, so I want to print the letter and the index. Okay, maybe I'll do one thing. I'll create an index count equal to, initially I'll initialize to 0, then but to increment this number, because initially it will be 0, later on we are going to increment it. So how do we do that? Plus equal to 1, right?
Yes.
So let me run this. So it is telling at index 0 the letter is A. So similarly it does for all the elements inside given to the input to the for loop. So I can rewrite this like for letter in, I just had to add enumerate. So here inside enumerate, I'm just passing my input. Okay. So here the same print statement, but so here let me give I, but what I do, I give I dot letter. So if you enumerate something, it is going to give you both the index and the element. So here I get I get out of these two things, I'm using all both the things here. So for example, so here it written something, but it is enumerate, map, filter. They are like similar. So they are going to return some iterable item that you cannot view. So I am converting it into list. So how does it look? So it returns two items, this enumerate. One is the index and the uh, item. So it returns like this. So here this is I. We are considering this as I and this as letter. For each letter inside this, I also get I, right? Enumerate is also going to give me I. So I'm using this here. Let me comment this out. So I got the same output. I have commented this out. For this also I got the same output. So if I have to create a list and the list will look like this, then I can use enumerate. So if they are telling like add A, B, C, D, E into a list, but it should be a nested list and each element should have a value, incremented value, then I can use this enumerate. So enumerate returns a list of tuples actually. One tuple will have number and the element whatever we passed inside enumerate. So this is tuple, right? A comma B, this is tuple, right? So it is going to give me a tuple and the tuple number, the first element of the tuple will be in the incremented order, starts with 0. So that is why I'm making use of that in my code here like this. Any doubt, guys? Is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear for me.
Okay. So the next thing what we're going to see is a zip. Zip is also a function. So enumerate is going to give you a tuple, right? If you're going to give some element, the element is divided and a tuple is created based on the each item of the element and each item of this value, and you will be the first item of the tuple will be increment number from 0 to till what is the size of the element we are going to add some number, right? So this is what enumerate does, but what zip does is it create a list of tuples like this only, a list of tuples like how enumerate is doing, a list of tuples, but it does by combining two different lists. For example, list 1 equal to, so I have list 1 like this, and list 2 is equal to like this. What happened? Okay. So I have list 1 and list 2, right? I have two different lists. If I want to combine these two lists and form a tuple like how enumerator is giving, what I can do is zip of list 1, comma list 2. But to view this anyway, you have to convert it to list, right? A list of zip of. So it will be like this. One item from this list and the one item from this list is formed as one tuple. So we have a list of tuple. Here in enumerate, it is going to it automatically adds this item, the first item of tuple starts from 0, but here it combines two different lists. So for example, if my list 1 is like this, so I just have 3 elements, but in list 2 we have 5 elements. So I'm going to run, so let me show the list 2 also. So list 2 is like this, list 1 is at X and Y. So if I wanted to create a new list of tuples, it will look like this. Z, first element from this is the first element, right? So first element from this list 1, Z, X and Y, and there's list 2, A, B and C. Since it is not having the additional value to combine with the list 2, it's chopping the list here. So these two items are omitted because here we don't have 0, 1, 2, third and fourth element we don't have here to combine with this two element. So we are chopping the list here. If you have equal, then whatever is given here will be combined with this D and a new tuple will be created, would have been created. Any doubts here? Is it okay or is it confusing? Guys, is it confusing? You want me to explain again?
Can you explain with the numbers and alphabets? Like take only 1, 2, 3 and guess.
Okay, that's fine. List is equal to 1, comma 2, comma 3, right? Like this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And list 2 equal to, you want alphabets or numbers?
All alphabets.
But you want a different length, right?
Uh-huh.
So list 1, list 2. Now we are going to create a new list using zip list 1, comma list 2. So my output will be like only till 3 because we don't have fourth and fifth element here. So we are omitting these two.
Got it.
So if you
Thank you.
wanted to do in different way, so it will look like this. No, alphabet doesn't need to be sequenced. Let me create one more list. 1 equal to, right? We have two lists now. LO is omitted because since this has only three elements, only the first three elements are taken from list 2. So this is from list 1, this is from list 2. Is it clear, Sam?
How
Okay,
much
let's
ever the
see
length
here.
of list will be, it will be taking the minimal length,
Yeah, the shortest list will be taken
shortest
and
list.
accordingly it combines. But with
It ma
enumerate, it is different. Sorry?
Only for one list we are using enumerate. Here we are considering two lists.
Correct, yeah. So enumerate, we are just giving one either list or you can give a string also. It will convert it into the list. But the first element of this list, right, in this tuple, the first element will be 0. By default, it will be 0, 1, 2, 3 only. It will always be same. Only this element will change, depends on your input. So if I give list of enumerate of list 2.
List.
So here I have to enumerate, I'm passing list 2 as an input. So how does it look? So this is 0 by default. Whatever you give your input, this will always be 0, 1. It will start like this only. The second element of this tuple will be taken from the list 2. List 2 is having red, blue. Is it clear?
If we give string as an input, how it will work?
We have seen, no? List. So I am giving some string, hello.
Okay.
So using zip, we will see a sample program. So here, I'll print it outside for loop, otherwise every time it will print zip. So my output of zip is this. So it is telling for this tuple, the first element was 1 and the second element is A. For this tuple, the first element of this tuple is 1 and the second element is A. And the second tuple, it is 2 and B. Third tuple, 3 and C. Is it clear? We have given two different lists and passing that into zip. And since the zip is going to give me two different value, I'm taking it as for item 1 and item 2 and passing it as item 1 and item 2. If you have any doubts in this, like how I can use for two items in for loop, two variable in for loop. So Samuel, you're telling you have doubt like why I'm having two item in for loop, is it? Sam, I didn't get properly. So you're understanding how this is used, or you are having doubt here? Okay, it's not clear. Okay. We have already seen some example in the past, I comma j. Sometime we will use only I. So here I can take like this also. I don't want both the elements. Though it is returning two elements, I can I need not use this at all. So here the second element is not printed. Or I can directly use two. Yeah, like when we use in dictionary, we can use this, correct. Guys, can I use I1, I2? Yeah, but again here I have to use I2. See here the same output I got. We have seen this example in dictionary. So here is a dictionary, K1, K2, and K3. So here if I give d dot items, so d dot item is going to give me in kind of tuples. The dictionary is converted into list of tuples. If I give d dot values, it is going to give me only the value. If I give d dot keys, it is going to give me only the keys. But in case of item, two different values written, right, in each item. So this is 0. In this list, the zeroth index is this, and first index is this. And in the zeroth index, we have two different value, right? So, so you see, in d dot items, I have k comma v. I can print both k and v, right?
Yes.
Or one more example we saw was, or we can do this. So for example, if this list is having tuples, let me. So list 2 I have, and it has multiple tuples inside it. So I can tell that for t comma 1 in list 2, print only t1. I mean t1 comma t2. Okay. I hope this for with two different values. You have to get two different value from this, two elements from this. Only then you can use this. Even if you get three, then you can use three. I hope you're clear with maps, filter, zip, enumerate. I mean, it might be little confusing because there is only a tiny difference between each function. If it is completely different, then you will have a clear picture. Only a little difference between each function. So it will be like little confusing, but if you understand the concept, what is map is going to do, what is filter is going to do, what is enumerate, and what is zip, you can practice multiple times, like whatever doubt you get. Like how Sam asked, instead of item 1, could you please put I1? You try all those things, work at least for 15 minutes on map, filter altogether 15 minutes enough. Try, try three different example with map, three different example with filter, zip and enumerate. Then you will be more strong in those, and you will not be confused later. But these, I'm not spending much time on this map filter and all, not showing multiple example because it's not used much in programming world. But I want you guys to understand what it does.
And can you go back to the other program where you put for T1 and T2? Can you go back?
This one?
Yeah. Okay. It will print only A, B, C, right? For that program?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it.
So let's see what happens if I give only T1 here. It is going to print. So it consider this as one element. Correct? So since it is like this, I'm telling a program. So you see open and close bracket, right? Inside that, take this as T1 and this as T2. That's how I'm instructing for. So I'm telling T1 comma T2. So instead of giving me the whole tuple, consider like this. This is the format of the tuple and give me only T1. I'm instructing program to do this. Any doubts, guys?
No, no, it's clear.
Mm-hmm. So we can wind up the session here. Tomorrow we are going to see Lambda. So I said no, that where did we see? So we are doing some operation here. Instead of directly giving x or just multiplying it, we are doing inside and all. So this we will see tomorrow how we can do this, how we can make this possible. There is one more function, we are going to use that function. And yeah, we will see that tomorrow. We can wind up, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, Anu.
Thank you.
Anu, did you keep that program guessing game in the document, Google document?
Yeah, a minute. I'll open now. I kept it. You're not able to find it?
No, 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 I didn't check
Okay,
because
let
you
me
will
open.
you will update in the group, right? So that
Okay, okay. Actually, I said no yesterday. Immediately, I'll be updating. So immediately, I updated. Only after that,
oh,
I
okay,
logged
okay.
out,
I
I
will
logged
check
out from
it.
my system.
I will
Yeah,
check
it
it.
is in
Mm-hmm.
the
Thank you.
document.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So the last thing in the document is that only, I guess. It will be little slow. 86. Yeah. Here is a. So here is the rules, and based on the rule, this is a.
Okay, Anu,
Mhm.
I will check it. Thank you.
Okay.
Their absolute value of -2 something you have used. I didn't get that line.
Oh,
When all
absolute, I didn't take. What is absolute?
no, you taught us already.
So
If it
absolute, what
is
it does is, yeah, I'll tell. For example, um,
once
A,
all
uh,
study the
A is
program, you
equal
can.
to 10 and B is equal to 3. So what is A minus B? 7, right? What is B minus A? It is minus 7, right? But I don't want minus 7. I want only 7. So in that case, what I can tell, for example, if two child is having two different child are there, child one is having 10 chocolate, child two is having 3 chocolate, I'll not know which child is having higher number of chocolate, but I want to minus. In that case, sometime it might give me minus 7, but later in the program I cannot use that minus 7, right? I cannot tell the difference between two child is minus 7. I have to tell the difference between two different two kids chocolates is 7. So what I have to do, I cannot give minus 7, so I'm going my b minus a. So it is going to give me 7.
You're converting the negative integer into a
Yeah,
positive.
yeah, yeah. So for example, let's play the guessing game for 2 minutes. So guys, I'll be imagining some number from 1 to 20. Okay. Sorry, one. Let me open this. So I imagine some number from 1 to 20, and if your guess is nearer, like 3 digits higher or lower, plus or minus, I'll be telling colder, okay? And if it is okay, 3 digits higher, I'll tell lower, and 3 digits lower, I'll tell warmer, okay? And if it is more higher, I'll tell warm, and if I'll tell cold, something like that you can imagine. Okay, for example, if I'm imagining 3 and you're telling 6, I'll tell warm. It is little higher, I'll tell. Okay, I'm imagining 3, but you're telling 16. I instead of warmer, I'll tell warm. Okay, or maybe I will replace this. So if it is very high, I'll be telling warmer. If it is somewhere within 3, I'll tell cold and warm. Okay. So let me imagine some number. Everyone can tell some number. I will tell it whether it is warm or cold. Everyone will get one turn. So yeah, I have imagined a number. Who wanted to try?
8.
8 is, so this is cold is if it is minus, right? Okay. 8 is cold. If it is 3 digit lesser within that range, then I'll be telling cold. Any other number?
16.
10 warm.
Sam is telling 9.
Exactly. 9 is the number. So, you know, between 8 and 9 or 8 and 10 only the number lies. So, it exactly only one digit is there, then you can directly give the guess. So, here you have taken 3 attempts to find the number.
Oh,
If you had somebody said 16 or 12, which is more than 9 plus 3 is 12. But yeah, if you have given 13, then I would have said warmer and colder. You understood the game. So it's something like this. You can read the rules I have given in the game, and then based on that, the computer will imagine a number, and then later, based on the input you give, it is going to instruct you. So first you copy paste the code and you give some number. You play first, then you read what is there inside the code. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, guys, we can wind up. Bye.
Bye. Bye all.
Thank you.